Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex.
I'm Colin.
And I am Kevin.
And we're your astute win counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues you might be facing or any problems that you want us to address for you. So let's get right to our first winner. Our first winner is named Scott from Lakewood, Colorado, and he writes, Dear Win, do you guys remember your kindergarten days? And if so, what was your favorite kindergarten stuff to do?
Interesting.
You know what? I think I got something here.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so I went to kindergarten in Germany, and I do remember every time I got dropped off at kindergarten, there was this big display window that looked out to the street. I would go up to that display window and just cry my eyes out, screaming, I didn't want to be here, didn't want to be here, didn't want to be here. But then, what did I like to do? I think, if I remember correctly, the things I liked to do the best were bite my fingernails, pick my nose,
Oh, that's still a winner.
scratch my genitals,
Yeah.
and heck, I guess nothing's really changed.
Not has changed. Yeah,
No,
not
nothing's
much.
changed.
There you go. Yeah,
Those are
solid.
still 3 of the top 5 things I enjoy doing.
Right?
Yeah. You know what I like to do, and I was a little naughty when I was in kindergarten. Me and my pals, we had this little gang, and what we would do is we would stack
A
up
gang?
on like a little like we're just not a aggressive criminal gang,
Okay.
but just a fun fun gang, and we would stack up on top of each other under a giant overcoat, and we would pretend to be an adult. We would pretend to be the superintendent of the school system, and we would fire our teacher.
Classic.
Oh, you'd fire a teacher?
Yeah, we would come in and say, like, all these things are wrong, and we'd have this, like, oh, I am Superintendent Davis. Miss Patty Wiggle, you have unorganized blocks.
Works like a charm.
Yeah, and then we would fire her, and she'd be crying, and then we'd,
So
jump out.
who got to play Miss Pattywinkle?
Oh, Miss Patty Winkle was herself. That was the teacher.
Oh, so you just,
Yeah.
okay. Very cool.
Sometimes we would come in as a substitute teacher,
Oh.
and just invoke, martial law over the kindergarten. It was wonderful. Yeah.
All right.
That's fantastic.
What do you got?
Myself, I don't have a lot of clear memories. I do remember I was held back for kindergarten. So I was about 10 years old when I was in kindergarten.
Right.
So I was a little bit more advanced than a lot of the other students. So really what I was trying to do at that point was be the biggest bad boy on the street, So I spent a lot of time pushing kids in lockers, took a lot of compromising pictures of faculty at the school, much like Colin did when he was a youngster.
Yeah,
Same type of thing. I would really try to break up relationships among teachers and really just kind of threaten the stability and livelihood of as many of the faculty at the school as I could.
Just full out insert your dominance.
Yeah, and it really served me pretty well, to be honest. I didn't have a lot of friends through the rest of school, but nobody messed with me.
That's good. You know what? You put the hammer down. You lay down the gauntlet.
Gotta do it as early as possible.
That's the way you got to do it.
Yep.
Absolutely. You want to be, you want to be a shark, or do you want to be eaten by one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a minnow.
That's right. All right. Well, there you go, Scotty. We got our next winner is Tony from Edinburgh, Scotland, and he writes, Dear Win, what do you guys think of Playboy deciding to do away with full nude photos in their magazine? What do you think, Colin? Kevin, I thought it looks like you got something there.
I think I got something on this.
All right.
So I've heard that Larry Flint has already criticized them for this, which is a sign that you're probably doing
The
a
right
positive
thing,
thing.
yeah.
you're probably doing a good thing if Larry Flint is criticizing you, because he's generally, I think, a pretty man of poor taste. I wouldn't.
You don't like the women that he puts in Hustler, or
No. I wouldn't mind being in his position myself, but for example, I think that Hugh Hefner is just seeing the trend,
Right.
and the trend is towards women being more respected, I guess, in certain ways, and having the right to go naked if they want. But I mean, I'm certainly not gonna buy Playboys anymore. But I think it's a step in the right direction,
even though you're not going to buy them, it's still a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it's good for women's rights.
Right.
and stuff.
No, that's good.
That's what I think.
Modern day suffrage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think that it is good for women's rights, but I think that Playboy needs to go a step further. I mean, for a long time, we've had Hugh Hefner putting naked women on magazines and selling them all across the country. I think it's about time that we saw Hugh Hefner naked in these magazines, and a lot of it, to make up for all of the time. Like for every, for every nipple we've seen,
right?
I think we should see at least one of Hugh Hefner's testicles. For
One of his-
one to one.
One
One to
of
one
his
ratio.
penises.
Yep.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
testicles.
I don't know how many he's got, but it's probably a lot.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you know, I was kind of thinking about that pretty deeply too here as you guys are talking. I mean, I'm almost wondering if this is a marketing PR stunt, okay, that they're coming up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're tying in with Victoria's Secret so they can sell more lingerie because they're not going to be completely naked anymore. So therefore, why not Playboy lingerie?
Brilliant.
Cut out the middleman altogether. Get right into the production of your own lingerie line.
Mm-hmm.
Or B, maybe he's finally going to what the name of the magazine is, Playboy. We're going to see him playing around like a little boy, naked.
Oh,
From all the years from the day he started with all the playmates up until that point.
that's very nice.
They get to throw balls at him. They get to whip him a little bit. They get to play chase and crochet and all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I
A
think it's a
quick
good idea.
question: is Playgirl? Are they still doing?
I don't know. That is a
photos
good
of men?
question. Are they going to? I don't-
I sure hope so.
I only
Not for any personal
I only
interest.
read Playgirl
Right.
for the articles. So
Clearly,
Yeah.
and who didn't?
Yeah.
And so that really doesn't matter anyway. I mean, sales-wise, it shouldn't make a difference. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
best journalism out there.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's some
Good
very
stuff.
insightful pieces.
All right. Well, our next winner is Stacy from Denver, Colorado, and Stacy writes, "Dear Win, don't you hate it when you have friends and you need them to move, but every time that comes up, all of a sudden they have something to do that day and they won't help you out move? What are your thoughts on that, guys?
People are busy. All right. I mean, that's not their job to help you move.
Mhm.
I think it's always nice to help out a friend move, certainly, but you can't put this huge expectation on them, this huge burden on them. And tell you what, if you really want your friends to help, the simple answer is pizza and beer. That always works. Always works. You know?
I mean, that's certainly an old-fashioned way to go about it. I think, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get people to help you. That means I think the best way is a full-on passive-aggressive assault on your friendship.
Yeah.
I think you defriend them. I think you stop talking to them.
Guilt them.
I think that maybe after a certain period of time, if they still haven't helped you, you bait them in with pizza and beer,
Right.
which you have injected food poisoning into.
Or you pull it away at the end.
Or you pull it away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you definitely got to prove your point that you are their friend, they are your friend, and there's a certain tax that goes along with that, and that means you got to help me move my stuff.
And that's a certain kindergarten dominance again.
Absolutely.
basically.
I mean, look, the bottom line is you got to assert who the top dog on the block is.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of going down those lines with you, Kev. I think what you really do is you move them without them even knowing that they're moving. So if they do not help you move, when they're at work, you go to their house, you clean it out.
Yeah.
And you take all their stuff and you put it on Craigslist, and then they come home and they don't even have a house. Matter of fact, you do something really bad so they get an eviction notice from their landlord, or they get arrested by the cops. And then all of a sudden, you know what? You didn't help me move. Now you're moving. You're either moving to jail for what you did, or you have to move somewhere else because you got evicted by your landlord. That's what I think.
Burn the place down.
Burn it down if need be. Yeah. All right. Our next winner is Nolan from Madison, Wisconsin. And Nolan writes, "Dear Win, whatever happened to good bartenders, sexy bartenders, servers, and cocktailers and waitresses that actually cared about their job? It seems like these days none of them care anymore and they all suck." I don't know. Kevin's got a smile on his face. I think he's got one for this, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm sitting right here. I'm a very handsome little
You are?
bartender, server
You are.
extraordinaire.
And you are good, too, by the way.
And I take some pride in my work. I especially, I think you always gotta take it seriously, no matter what job you have.
Right.
Whether you're a garbage man or a server or you're a doctor saving lives every day. I do think though that there is a lot of pessimism in. Like a lot of very unhappy people in the service industry
Right.
because a lot of them are pursuing other things and maybe, they're not doing well at those pursuits. So then they kind of blame their restaurant lives for all the problems in their lives. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're just making less money if you're going to be an unhappy, grumpy guy.
No, that's totally true.
Working with guests, customer service. You just got to put a smile on even when you don't want to.
Yeah, I think that I'm thinking that if we're gonna solve this server morality issue, what we need is we need to pass a law requiring that all servers freestyle rap
Oh,
throughout the entire order process.
that's cool. That's like for memory reteretention.
Yeah, memory retention,
I mean,
also
they-
entertainment,
Right.
and just enjoyment. It's fun to rap. Fun to
No,
rap.
that's a good idea. I like that idea. What about the whole idea of them, to bring it to the next level of customer service? Like they come and pick you up at your car, at your work, to take you to the restaurant, right? Then they serve you, take you back, they give you a massage when you go back to work. And then on top of that, if you think they did a good job and if the food was worth the darn, you might give them a tip at that point, but you give them a hefty tip.
It's like one customer a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where it's like, I don't get $3 for this table. I'm getting $400 for this table.
Yeah.
And give them the incentive.
I think you're potentially turning in the service industry into personal assistants.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Why not?
Why not?
Mhm.
Everyone, every man, woman, and child gets their own personal assistant.
Yep.
Yeah. Even the servers.
Yeah.
You're
Even
right.
the service.
Ooh, you
Ooh.
that's
right.
a good
They
perk.
get a discount on the
Yeah,
service.
it's like a massage circle.
Mm.
Everybody's getting a massage.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, massage circle.
Yeah.
Have you been in a lot of massage?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds
I
like
mean,
that's
I've been
expensive.
in a handful.
Okay.
Mhm.
No pun intended.
Just,
The handful of.
that pun was intended.
Oh.
Yeah.
I apologize.
well, I hope that helps you out, Nolan.
Mhm.
And I think that was some great advice from these two guys across from me. And we got one more little piece of advice and inspiration to get you through the rest of the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Winners, we've got some good news for you. The stars are aligning for you Tauruses with the Leo rising sign. Some good things coming your way. You will find love. You will find love in the strangest of places. That's right, the Home Depot. Go to the Home Depot and you're going to find love there. Don't go to Lowe's. You're going to find your arch nemesis at Lowe's. So visit Home Depot. You're going to find a wonderful friend there. Yes, but definitely worry about that Lowe's. So stay away from Lowe's. All right, that's it.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.